All right, so today's topic will be medication in prison, and we'll expand it to a little bit more, call it medical access while you're in prison. So RJ had gave me a question. Shout out to RJ, camera lady. She gave me a question, and her question was, do they force you to take medication? Like, do they trial experimental medications on prisoners? And correct me if I'm wrong, RJ, I think that's what you were asking. So the answer to that is no. Not in a few cases, maybe if you were willing, maybe, but they do not force you, or at least I've never seen that. And I've been through Central Florida Reception Center in Orlando. I've been to Dade, CI. I've been to Graceville, probably facility up in North Florida. I've been to Lake CI, just Okeechobee. Been to several, never seen that. But I will tell you what they do, and we'll talk about it a little bit. So shout out to Bam if you're watching this. They definitely do not like to spend money on medication. So say I've got a thing where I take a medication, it's an injection. It's an expensive medication. It's probably thousands of dollars for each injection or whatever, so it's expensive. I had the condition in prison. Now, I fought with them because I know grievance procedure. I fought with them, and I never, last time I was in, I did 10 years, and they would never give me that medication because it's expensive. So what their go-to in prison, and this is not over-exaggerated, like, you could come in, like, what my problems I had, those problems, serious problems, he said, and their go-to medication for you is ibuprofen 800. That's the go-to. Yeah, that's the go-to medication right there. I'm serious. I mean, you come in with a broke foot, you ain't getting no real pain medication. They gonna suit you up with some ibuprofen 800s and send you on your way. Go ahead, jump in there, RJ. You had a question?
Yeah. What about the people you would tell? So when something's going wrong with you, or something like that. Like if somebody was harming you, you would talk to a certain, H&R, not H&R. I mean, I don't know, something like
So
that.
with the okay, so yeah, there is a quote unquote, there is a doctor at the facility. So a lot of RNs and doctors at the facility, but the point is they ain't gonna do nothing for you, and they are superseded by you got health. I think it's health service administrator. It might be your HSA who is over the whole medical at the prison, and they're looking at numbers and budgets. So they don't care about if you really sick. They don't give a damn about that. Like literally, like I've seen this one dude when you get a hernia, and the hernia like it goes into your balls, and it's dropping down and it goes to the ball and it expands. This dude had like his balls was this big, like yeah, because the intestines was in it, and they still wouldn't give him like, and he was like, and if you going home soon, oh, it's a wrap. They gonna just ibuprofen you up until you get up out of there, so they don't got to spend the money. So that is true. I've seen that countless times in prison. I've actually sued the prison, and you can actually sue prisons. The 1983, 42 USC 1983, I believe. It's a type of lawsuit vehicle that you can sue prisons. So, but with suing prisons, and this is a whole nother topic, so we ain't going off. We just talking about medication and medical access today. But suing prisons is problematic because they have caps in most cases. So even if you win the lawsuit, it's like capped by law, so you can only get a certain amount, and it's very hard to sue while you're in prison. It's just a lot of hurdles you got to go through. But that's the topic for another conversation. But for another show. But definitely, I mean, medication, it's a wrap on that. I mean, I fear, like, if you sick in prison, like, it's bad. I've seen them people go with heart pain, having like heart attack, and like go to medical, and they send you right back to the dorm, and the man died like a few hours later. Like, I've seen that a few times. I've seen where if you keep going and keep bothering them, like, I'm still in pain, like, not tripping or faking or being like, they will put you in confinement. And confinement is where you go like to a room. It's like the jail in the prison. Yeah. So they will put you in that. So yeah, the whole. So yeah, they don't medication, man. You do not. Bottom line, you do not want to be sick in prison. If you do have a family or loved one that's in prison and need like more medical stuff than they're given, which is a process. But first, you probably want to have them start doing grievance process if they can. That would be the first step. Above that, the loved one from the street, you got to start calling Tallahassee, emailing Tallahassee, You know, you got to go over, email the facility too, so you got a chain, but they really don't care.
That's
But
all, of course, it's only if they're in a Florida prison.
no, this anywhere. As far as this how the medication thing works.
Tallahassee?
Oh no, I got but so anything in Florida is under that's a that's a anything state level in Florida. It's all connected. It's all DOC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, any state prison in Florida, it's all under the
Well,
Florida
yeah,
Department of
that's what I said,
Correction.
I said it's only if it's in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Only, yeah, exactly. So for Florida, you want to email Tallahassee, and you want to start with your emails going to the health service administrator at the facility. Get the warden. You're going to be hard to get these email addresses, but you can email the warden, and then it starts to be a paper trail, and they don't like that because then some lawyer could possibly do something with it. But then you want to start emailing Tallahassee. Find like it'll be a regional director for this region, and then just start emailing. And that's one of the only things, that may work for you. And then a lot of times, and I've seen that, they ship me so much, they'll just get tired of you, especially your family start calling, they'll get tired of you and ship you or put you in confinement. It was so bad. I was literally, and again, this is another show, but they planted a knife on me one time and put me in confinement. Like literally, police put a knife on me, like, oh, you got a knife, you're going to confinement. Off the confinement I went. So just be aware there are repercussions behind it. They do not play by the rules. They play by their own set of rules. There's a lot of good old boys, especially up in that Panhandle area. So, but that was pretty much. This was gonna be a short one. Shout out to Bam. Shout out to Dirt. Shout out to Slick. Anybody else might be watching this. Any other question you got before we wrap this one up about medical access, Ron?
What Tylenol? Can you just get Tylenol here?
RJ, you can't get Tylenol. They usually use ibuprofen, but they will give you Tylenol. But
It take too long to kick in. That's why I say that.
in most places, I preferred ibuprofen because it came in 800 milligrams, and that was more popular. The Tylenol they gave you was like, I think 325 or something. Yeah, it was a lesser dosage. So I preferred the ibuprofen, and plus ibuprofen is a anti-inflammatory. So, I would have preferred that. But it ain't, when you're in some real pain, that don't do nothing. And, that's all they give you.
They give you a high enough dosage.
Yeah. And then it's like it's a fee every time you go down there. So say you send me $100 to put on my commissary. Yeah. So and I go to medical, it's like $10. I don't know what it is now, but it's somewhere around $10 to go to medical. So you go to medical, they give you some ibuprofen, charge you $10. Take $10 out your couch, you can send you some ibuprofen, send you back to the dorm. So
what
it's.
If you have family members to send you some money for you to get a better, or send you some prescription?
Very rarely is that allowed. They don't like, for outside people to be sending in, medication. That's you'd have to be like somebody to have that. Like you'd have to be somebody that's wealthy enough where you got like lawyers and doctors on the street. Then maybe, but the average inmate, average prisoner, nah, that ain't happening. Yeah, that ain't happening. So. All right, well, good questions, RJ. Again, hey, if you guys would please, the channel been doing good. It's growing. I really appreciate everybody. If you would like, comment. If you're watching this, you've been locked up anywhere in the comment section. All y'all, please comment. Tell me where you been. Like I said, I've been, Okeechobee, Dade, CI. I'm just locked up at Parchman, Mississippi. CFRC, Central Florida Reception Center in Orlando. I've been to the South Florida Reception Center down in Miami. North Florida Reception Center. Go ahead.
FBI, have you ever been to federal prison?
I've not been to federal prison.
Even when you robbed a bank?
No, so bank robberies, most of the time they would go to the Fed, but with our case, it was so they didn't know what was really going on, and somebody went and told the local detective, our city county stuff. So, when the feds they decided not to pick it up or whatever because the state was already involved. But most of the time, your bank robberies, the feds will pick it up. Not all the time, but most of the time. So, but that's a good question. A lot of people ask me that. But yeah, you can still go to state prison if the feds to choose not to pick it up or whatever. So. But that's definitely we'll do another show on that too. So, all right, wait, appreciate it again. Yeah, comment, tell me where you've been locked up at. If you've been locked up or you got a family member locked up, in the comments, just put the facility they at. Got any questions, let me know, I'll try and answer them. Please hit that like button, share, and last but not least, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.